Now on KEZI 9 News at 4, police are investigating a deadly shooting at a home in Springfield. We're live at the scene and we'll hear from neighbors coming up.
Plus, as the warm weather approaches, the Lane County Sheriff's Office is helping residents stay safe if they decide to cool off on the water. We'll show you what they have planned coming up.
And we're already seeing some warm temperatures out there today, especially inland, but even warmer temperatures are expected by the end of the weekend. I'll have a close look at your forecast as KEZI 9 News at 4 starts now.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News at 4.
A man is shot to death outside of a home in Springfield, a home known to be a problem to neighbors and police. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Megan Higgins.
And I'm Matt Templeman in for Oscar Maciel. Right now, police have a suspect in custody, and KEZI 9 News reporter Brady Wakayama is live on 35th Street in Springfield where it happened with more details and reaction from neighbors. Brady.
Matt and Megan, I'm here on the 1100 block of 35th Street in Springfield, where earlier today, police say a dispute left one person fatally shot. It happened around 12:30 this afternoon. Police say they have arrested someone who they believe is the shooter. Neighbors tell us the home is a drug house and has been a problem for about 10 years. Police say there have been more than 30 calls out to the house in the past 4 years pertaining to various criminal activity and disruptions.
I do know that there have been both calls for service involving criminal activity, and there's also been calls for service involving disruptions.
Just people coming over here in the parking lot all times of the night, sitting here, shutting their lights off, and then leaving.
And police are still investigating and are working on getting a search warrant. And as you can see behind me, the scene is still active, and we will give you the latest on the investigation on KEZI 9 News at 5 and 6. Live in Springfield, Brady Wakayama, KEZI 9 News.
Thank you, Brady. A Harrisburg man charged with injuring a Springfield police officer during a drunk driving crash will spend more than a year in prison. Timothy Scott pleaded guilty and was sentenced to a year and a half for third-degree assault and drunk driving on April 2nd. Officer Brian Bragg was driving on 35th Street in Springfield when Scott's car came up behind him speeding. Bragg turned to avoid the collision, but the vehicle struck the patrol car, sending it spinning into the intersection. The officer was treated for head and back injuries. Scott's license is suspended for 5 years, and he will serve 2 years probation. A Cottage Grove man is facing assault charges accused of stabbing a woman. It happened Tuesday night in the 300 block of Quincy Avenue. Police say 21-year-old Joseph Drake got into an argument with a 47-year-old woman and stabbed her with a kitchen knife, allegedly. The woman was taken to Riverbend Hospital with possible life-threatening injuries and has since undergone emergency surgery. Drake will be back in court next month.
A man is recovering after a car wreck in Springfield this morning. It happened at 42nd and Olympic around 8 o'clock. The crash involved a Chevy minivan and a Toyota. Traffic was backed up in both directions while crews cleared the scene, and the cause of that crash is still under investigation, but officers say neither driver was impaired. And check out this truck fire right outside the Best Buy in Springfield on Gateway. Right outside Springfield there on Gateway, yeah. It happened about 12:30 this afternoon. Officers tell us the vehicle was unattended when it caught fire, and no word yet on what caused the fire.
Now, your first forecast with Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Well, what a day outside. A lot of blue skies already, so a beautiful end to the work week. A live look over downtown Eugene. You can see the blue skies. It's crystal clear blue skies in most locations, though we do have some clouds in other spots, especially up into the mountains, the Coast Range, as well as the Cascades. We're at 75 in Eugene. As you take a look at temperatures across the rest of Western Oregon, 79 in Corvallis as well as Roseburg. Along the coast, temperatures closer to 60 degrees. And we're also looking at 60 degrees across Santiam Pass. Storm Tracker 9 satellite and radar showing mostly clear skies outside tonight. Again, we do have a few clouds up across the Coast Range and even into the Cascades, but those clouds will actually increase as we get into tonight, but not until later tonight. The next few hours, expect plenty of sunshine, mid-70s through about 6 o'clock, and then we'll slowly cool into the mid-60s by 9 o'clock. I'll have a close look at what you can expect not only for this weekend, but how hot our temperatures will get next week coming up in just a bit. Matt and Megan.
All right, beautiful evening ahead. Thank you, Marissa. The 4J School District is in a bind after discovering some schools are not getting the mandatory instructional time the state requires. District officials say they found that more than half of their elementary schools and 8 high school programs don't fulfill their required time. However, they do say only 2 of the district's 8 middle schools are not meeting state standards. District officials say providing a quality education is their main priority.
Doing a deep dive into instructional time and to really make sure that we're providing quality education and sufficient educational time, instructional time for our students across the district. We're not just looking at minimums, we're looking at what's right for students.
And coming up on KEZI 9 News at 5 o'clock, we'll show you how the district plans to resolve these instructional time issues. Governor Kate Brown has unveiled a new plan for tobacco prevention. It happened during an appearance at Cottage Grove High School today. The governor announced one of the prevention tactics will include raising tobacco prices. In addition to talking about the new campaign, she celebrated the successes of Lane County's tobacco prevention efforts, like raising the legal age to buy tobacco products to 21. Health officials say it's still the #1 cause of death and disease in the state, with tobacco killing more than 7,000 Oregonians each year. We will dig much deeper into the governor's new plan coming up on KEZI 9 News at 5 o'clock.
Officials are preparing for this year's fire season. They say they hope this year's wet winter will work in their favor. Experts say a warm spell could raise the fire risk in the Pacific Northwest, but overall, they say this fire season is predicted to be pretty normal. First responders and wildfire crews met in Portland yesterday to make sure they are prepared. They say they still expect 2,500 fires this year, and resources to fight those fires are expected to be about the same, but they won't officially know until their budget is approved in July.
So hopefully throughout the fire season, we won't have the dry conditions as much as we've had as those years, so more favorable conditions for firefighting. But I do recognize still those fire stats will be there, lightning fires, and then 2/3 of the fires we experience in Oregon specifically are human caused.
Experts also say the big eclipse that happens on August 21st will bring tens of thousands of people out, and with that, the possibility for more man-made fires. Temperatures are expected to hit the 80s this weekend, which means a lot of us will be heading for the water.
But before you do, the Lane County Sheriff's Office wants to help keep your children safe. KEZI 9 News reporter Adeline Guajardo went to Fern Ridge Reservoir to learn more about the 7th annual Life Jacket Exchange.
I'm out here on Fern Ridge Lake, but don't worry, I've got my life jacket on. In the state of Oregon, it's required that all boats have a U.S. Coast Guard approved floating device for every person on board, and experts say it's important to make sure that these actually fit. So there's a few things you want to go through. First, you want to make sure that you got the right size. So I have a life jacket right here. And for example, for me, this fits my size. I'm a small, and it also fits my weight out here. And another thing you want to make sure all your buckles are in good shape. So buckle them all up, tighten up all the straps to make sure that they're in good condition. You want it to fit snug, but not too tight where you can't take a nice deep breath. Another thing you want to do is make sure that it fits is check the size. Have someone pull on the back to make sure it doesn't go above your ears. If it goes above your ears, it's too big, and that could pose a danger, meaning if it's too big, it could slip off of you while you're in the water, or it could have a hard time keeping you above the water. Now, in 2015, drownings were the cause of death in almost 3/4 of boating fatalities, and 84% of those who drowned were not wearing a life jacket. Now, according to the U.S. Coast Guard statistics, that is. Now, the Lane County Sheriff's Office hopes to reduce those numbers by getting a life jacket to every child. They say with all the lakes and rivers in Lane County, they see tragedies every year.
We have both children and adults who are playing in the water, and something happens unexpectedly. And almost every single year we end up losing a life in the water, and life jackets save lives.
Now, any child who's outgrown their life jacket can take it to Cabela's and exchange it for one that fits. Now, if you have any extra life jackets lying around, the Lane County Sheriff's Office is accepting donations for this event. On the Fern Ridge Reservoir, Adeline Guajardo, KEZI 9 News.
Nice day on the lake there. All right, Adeline Guajardo reporting. Coming up this afternoon on KEZI 9 News at 4:30. Digital addiction. How far are you willing to go to break your screen time habits? We'll show you the extremes that one family is going to coming up.
But first, parking in Portland is never easy, but that could soon change. When we come back, we'll show you a new app that city officials hope will make life a little easier for those who both visit and live in the Rose City.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News at 4 with Megan Higgins, Oscar Maciel, and Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Few people like parking in the busier parts of Portland, but now the city is trying to ease the headache a little bit.
Yeah, the city has launched a new app that helps you pay for parking right from your smartphone. Christine Pitawanich shows us how it works.
Parking in Portland isn't always easy.
It's a pain. Expensive.
But Carla Andrews follows the rules. She always stops by these meters and prints out a receipt she displays in her car window. But the city just launched its new Parking Kitty app. It's designed to make parking more convenient. Instead of paying at a conventional meter, you can pay from your phone. And if you need more time, you just add it. No running back to the meter to pay and print out another receipt.
We all live busy lives and we need convenience, and parking is definitely something that we have to do to live and conduct our business.
So for Andrews, the new app is a no-brainer, but heads up, there is a 10-cent fee for each session.
That's Christine Pitawanich reporting. If you're getting low on time, the app actually notifies you with a little meow, hence the name Parking Kitty. As of noon today, employees at the AT&T stores on West 11th and Beltline and Gateway in Springfield are both on strike. Employees tell us their Communications Workers of America union contract expired back in February, and they have yet to come to an agreement. AT&T wants to lower worker wages, sick leave, and other benefits, while the union, of course, wants to increase them. Workers plan to head back to work on Monday, but say they may strike again if a deal isn't reached.
Mostly to send a message to the company that we are willing to strike, and this is what a strike will look like if this continues, because this is only 3 days, but they're willing to go much longer if nothing happens, if there's no movement at the table, at the bargaining table. So this is just a little message being sent right now, so it could get a lot bigger.
Now, the strike is part of a nationwide strike involving 40,000 workers. Other companies affected include CenturyLink and DirecTV, among others. We're told AT&T stores will still be open because management doesn't work for the union. They are corporate employees.
A new employment agency opening in Eugene says it is ready to help businesses hire employees as the state faces historically low unemployment rates. The Portland-based All-Star Labor and Staffing Company expanded their services to Eugene on Wednesday, making it the 6th branch in the state. Alicia Scott, the manager at the new site on West 10th Avenue in Eugene, says they offer a personalized approach to recruiting and placement that will help local businesses hire exceptional employees. She says they hope to work closely with their clients, helping them succeed.
It's about building a relationship and getting to know how they want to work so we could help them be successful as well. So, we want a personal relationship with them, and we want to have the opportunity to help them grow by finding them the best candidate for their business.
She says right now they only have 3 staff members at the Eugene branch and hope to continue growing the branch.
More than 135 fifth graders from the Bethel School District are taking part in the district's Outdoor School Week. Teachers say the purpose of the program is to give students the opportunity to study natural sciences like forestry, ecology, and ecosystems. They say students will also continue enhancing skills like team building and responsibility. Teachers say another aspect of the program includes students' participation in arts and crafts, games, and rock climbing. One teacher says the program offers students a unique opportunity that they won't get in the classroom.
The kids are learning in a more intense way. They're learning things that they cannot learn in the classroom, and it just provides that opportunity.
He goes on to say he hopes that other school districts in the state will consider having a similar program.
Well, with dry weather in the week ahead, here is a look at your green grass gauge. To keep your grass green, you need 2/10 of an inch of water this week. I'll have a look at your forecast coming up next.
Now, Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Well, what a way to end the work week. A lot of sunshine out there and warm temperatures, especially inland. Out along the coast, not too warm just yet, but we are expecting even warm temperatures here as we head into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. A live look over Coos Bay and North Bend. You can still see mostly sunny skies, but actually hovering just along the shoreline there. That is a marine layer, some marine clouds right along the coastline. Those will actually push in as we get into tonight. 61 degrees at the North Bend Airport. We're also also in the 60s in Florence at 60, 59 though in Newport, but along I-5, 70s, 75 in Eugene, 79 in both Corvallis and Roseburg at this hour, 61 across the Antietam Pass. As you take a look at Storm Tracker 9 satellite and radar, we are looking at mostly clear skies out there. There are a few areas of fog, but we do have a disturbance, or excuse me, clouds. We do have a disturbance off to our north that's going to continue to move to the southeast. It's not really going to impact our weather directly, but what it is going to do is bring more of a northwesterly flow into the area, and that will increase the moisture and thus clouds as we get into tomorrow morning. So we are still looking at a cloudy start to the day tomorrow, but then eventually high pressure will take over, and we are looking at more sunshine by the afternoon and evening, and then more sunshine after that. So taking a look at Storm Tracker 9 Stormcast, we'll put things into motion by about 11 o'clock tonight. Clouds slowly moving on in. Still a few breaks out there, though, by early tonight. Once we get into tomorrow morning, though, a lot of us looking at the clouds, and then also a slight chance for some drizzle. So we won't really pick up much at all, but not going to rule out maybe having to use the windshield wipers with some of the little drops on your windshield tomorrow morning. By lunchtime, though, we're already beginning to see things break apart. Even more clearing by the time we get into late tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look at about 5 o'clock. Mostly clear skies continuing as we head into Saturday night, and more sunshine is on the way for Sunday. So for tonight, increasing clouds. Temperatures will be in the low 50s, so a mild start to your day tomorrow. By the afternoon, out along the coast, highs will be about the same as today, near 60 degrees, low 60s in a few spots. Mostly sunny skies still expected by the afternoon. The Umpqua Basin, about the same as today as well. A little bit cooler, though. We'll knock down a few degrees into the mid-70s by tomorrow afternoon. The Cascades, though, expect temperatures in the upper 60s in the foothills, and then right near 60 degrees across the passes. And finally, for the Willamette Valley, a few degrees cooler than today. Highs tomorrow will be in the low 70s by the afternoon. But take a look at the 7-day forecast out along the coast. Mid-70s is Sunday and Monday at least. We may see a few places spike a little bit hotter than that. And again, this is mainly for right along the coastline. If you live about 10 miles inland from the coastline, expect those temperatures to be much warmer, looking at 80s and getting close to 90 degrees on Monday. For those of you in the Umpqua Basin, 88 on Sunday, so bump things up slightly there. 94 on Monday and Tuesday now, and 90 on Wednesday. So hot temperatures sticking around. It still looks like the hottest 2 days will be Monday and Tuesday. The Cascade passes 60s tomorrow, but mid to upper 70s for Monday and Tuesday before we do cool down a bit as we head into the end of next week. And finally, for the Willamette Valley, now that 90 on Monday isn't alone. I have a 90 now on Tuesday as well. We will see some very hot temperatures with a southeasterly wind pulling in some of those warm temperatures. So yes, hottest days Monday and Tuesday, and then we do eventually cool down as we get into the end of next week. So get ready for it. I think today was a test. I don't know about you, but mid to upper 70s even felt hot out there already. So just add on about 15 degrees to that. Felt amazing to you, but it will be hot.
Maybe a little hard on some of the students to sit in the classrounds next week. Thank you much.
Well, the Science Factory closed early last night for a special event called Big Science, Big Fun. Fundraiser was a chance for adults to experience the exhibits, telescopes, and programs offered at the Science Factory. But the overall goal was to raise money to fund the big changes planned as the Science Factory prepares to celebrate 60 years.
Stay tuned. We have a lot of changes that are taking place, and just brace yourselves for amazing things. We want to do everything we can to help this community achieve its aspirations.
Organizers are still adding up donations, but so far the event raised $60,000.
And we have a quick update on the 4th annual Carl's Jr. Day. The all-day fundraiser yesterday at the Carl's Jr. and Gateway location brought in more than $11,000. That money will be used to fund Catholic Community Services programs that help low-income and homeless families in Lane County. Thank you for your contributions. Well, Bark in the Park is this weekend, and if you're in need of a running or walking buddy, we'll introduce you to 2 adorable pups who are in need of a loving home that will give them lots of exercise. Pet of the Week coming up.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Friday. It's time for Pet of the Week. And as always, we have Janice here from Green Hill Humane Society. And today we have 2 for 1 here. We have Harley and Charlie. Charles. I want to call them Harley and Charlie. Harley and Charles. And at first glance, I thought they were littermates, but they're actually, I guess, 2 friends.
They are a bonded pair.
Bonded pair,
yes.
Right, okay.
So we have Harley here, who is an 8-year-old rat terrier miniature pincer mix.
Okay.
That's the one you have.
Right.
And this is Charles. Charles is 6, and he is a Chihuahua mix.
Okay, all right.
And they would very much like to find a forever home together. Green Hill is offering a reduced adoption fee if they can go to the same forever home together.
Right.
They're housebroken, they are leash trained, and they're cuddle bugs.
I can see that.
They enjoy being together. They're easy dogs.
Yeah.
They're really easy.
They seem just like they want to eat treats and sit on your lap and just cuddle with each other. And whoever adopts them, hopefully they can make an appearance at Bark in the Park, which is up this weekend.
It is.
Very exciting. If I remember last year it was raining. This year I think the weather is going to cooperate. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Thanks for that
Actually.
forecast.
Yeah, you're
we
very
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Yeah, and it starts at 8:30 in the morning, you said?
Yes, the 5K and 10K run starts at 8:30 Sunday morning at Alton Baker Park. Come out. Bark in the Park is going to be the biggest yet this year. It's our 24th annual fundraiser, and all of the money goes directly for the care of the animals at Green Hill, including medical care. We have lots of volunteers and staff that are busily preparing for it.
It's the biggest event of the year.
Yes, so if you pre-register, you can save yourself $5 before registering on Sunday.
And that's 8:30 at Sunday, Alton Baker Park.
Yes.
Great. Okay, got it. Well, Charles and Harley, if you are interested in adopting these guys, you can contact the number there on your screen. It's 541-689-1503. That's Green Hill Humane Society's number. Or we'll have more information on our website at KEZI.com. Thank you so much, Janice.
Thank you.
And don't forget, KEZI is teaming up with Les Schwab and St. Vinny's for the Kicks for Kids campaign from now through the end of June. We are collecting gently used and new children's shoes for kids in need. Those will be distributed by St. Vinny's to help kids kick off summer. Shoes can be dropped off at the KEZI studios or any Eugene and Springfield Les Schwab store. And for a full list of all those drop-off locations, just go to our website at KEZI.com. It's very easy to do. Dealing with digital addiction in a digital world. Coming up, we'll show you the extreme measures that one family is taking to make sure their son can limit his screen time.
Plus, Douglas County firefighters are getting ready to let the beer flow, all in support of a scholarship fund in remembrance of one of the victims of the tragic UCC shooting. We'll show you what it's all about still ahead. And do you have a tip or story idea? We'd like to hear it. You can email us at listens@kezi.com or pick up the phone and give us a call at 284-KEZI. We'll be right back with KEZI 9 News at 4:30.